Alrighty, guys, welcome back for our next matchup of the evening. It's another double header. It's going to be between EnemyGG and NRG Esports. And again, my name is Mega Man. Joining me tonight is Moses. How you doing, my friend? It's a pretty exciting second map that we saw.
Yeah, that was cool, especially after the first map was such a smackdown in the favor of complexity. It was good that we had that closer match, and that Liquid's able to go one-on-one on the night. That would have been quite the shock if they had gone over 2, I think.
Yeah, Simple really stepping up in his debut on that second map. Not too impressed with their play on Cash earlier this evening. That was a little bit of a disappointment to me, especially with as good as they have been in the past on said map. But they reeled it in. Nice comeback from them in Dust 2. Get the victory 16-14. So nicely done from them. Nice recovery. And now we get to go into Inferno. So this time around, it's going to be Enemy versus NRG. That's probably going to get messed up a couple of times over the course of the night. I'm not going to lie. But we get to go from seeing the op on the back of Simple to seeing the op on the back of Kusta. So this time around, we get to see the North American player who is the enemy star in Kusta. So very excited to see these guys play. They split their series last night against Renegades 1-1. And they were very impressive on Mirage. We'll get to see them later on tonight on Mirage as well again, too. So what do you expect to see from this series?
I'm more interested to see what's going to come out of NRG, because I haven't been able to see them play yet. And bringing in Gabi, pretty respected leader over in the European scene with mouse sports for a long time, even a good 1.6 leader. So leadership is one of the areas in which most North American teams are lacking. So I'm actually pretty interested to see how this team progresses throughout the season with him at the helm, especially on a map like Inferno, which North American teams have never really gotten the hang of. If he brings in like a European style and kind of gives them some of those tricks and a new way to play it, I think that could catch a lot of North American teams off guard on this map. But yeah, that's the big thing is I just want to see what Gabi's going to be able to mold this team into eventually as it goes down, because this is a team that last season, obviously 3 members completely different on this roster, but they went, I think it was like 8-14 last season. So Silent, Justin, from what I've seen, I think I watched like one match of these guys. Silent and Justin were playing very well under the Gabi leadership, and that was actually against Enemy in a match they won. So pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, so definitely looking forward to this series. Now, the maps that were played last night in the series between Enemy and Renegades was Mirage and what was the other map? Cobblestone? No.
I do not remember, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, either way.
It was 24 hours ago. Give me a break. So, yeah, I think it was actually Cash.
Was it?
Yes.
It was
I guess.
Train.
Yeah, you're right. Train.
Yeah, because that was the Yam went nuts.
Yeah, they all blend together at this point in my life.
All right, we got there eventually. Nicely done. Yeah, Yam blew up and pretty much wrecked Enemy on Train. Dropped 42 kills over the course of that. Very impressive performance from him. But then they went over to Mirage, and Enemy just laid the smack down. I think it was like 16-4 or something like that. An absolutely one-sided slaughter from Enemy. So they get to play Mirage again tonight. So we get to look forward to seeing those guys. Those guys probably lock it down and do good things on Mirage again. I can't really see NRG hanging with those guys on Mirage. Now, Inferno might be a different story.
Why might it be a different story? Well, why is that, Mega Man?
Well, as far as the strength of maps for Enemy is concerned, they're definitely a very strong team when it comes to Mirage, because it's a wide open map that Kusta can just be an absolute animal on. Granted, at the MLG Minor, Kusta went absolutely apeshit on this map and like absolutely annihilated. I believe it was, who was it that we saw him play? Splice and Optic, I believe. Both times they played on Inferno, and both times Kusta was an absolute animal on. So, but if I was ever going to have a question on which map was going to less favor Enemy, it would probably be Inferno versus Mirage.
Well, that's the thing, right? It was a map that when we saw him play it, it was very much the Kusta show for a long time. He was required to pretty much go nuts for at least half the map to give them a chance to win it. Everyone else was kind of getting a little bit beat up, so he bailed them out in a couple really tough spots. But yeah, this is going to be sketchy to see how they go for this, especially with your star player being an AWPer. Pretty difficult for him to get going on this map, especially on the T side. I'm just more. I want to see Silent come out. I've seen, he's a player that even without the success of Method, the team that he was on last season, still saw a little bit of a couple things that impressed me in his gameplay. So I'd like to see him continue to improve this season, especially under the leadership of Gob. So this is all. This is all good stuff for NRG. Just want to see how they come out on this map because I mean they just won the counter pit North American side, so they're going to be going to those finals. I believe that's in what Croatia.
Croatia?
Yeah, I don't know. It's Croatia.
Is that how we English now?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind.
Oh goodness!
Don't focus on the negatives. Just focus on the content, not the execution.
Oh, okay. I know what I mean, not what I say. Kind of.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Nicely done. Well, we do have 10 in the server, so we should be seeing this one go live into the knife round here very, very soon. But again, like we said, the maps for this matchup tonight are going to be Inferno. Now, it's like we said before, it's two separate BO1s. It's not a BO3, it's not a BO2, it's none of that nonsense. It's two separate BO1s. It just happens to be a doubleheader between these teams. But we're going to start off on Inferno, and then we're going to go to Mirage afterwards. And then that's going to wrap up the evening. So we got to see Complexity versus Liquid to start the night. Cash, 16-8 for Complexity. Kind of a surprising victory, being that Liquid is so strong on that map. Come into Dust 2, 16-14 for Liquid, and it comes on the back of Simple going nuts and a pretty solid comeback from Liquid. I mean, that's really the only way to slice the pie on this one. They were down, 11-6 at one point, and they managed to bring it back on the T side and win that one out. So nicely done from them. But anything you want to add on that side?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they mentioned it all on Twitter. I think that is just going to be a struggle with them to get Simple, integrated into that team. And tonight it almost looked like they were attempting to integrate the team into Simple, not the other way around. It just seemed like they were trying to get base everything they were doing around what Simple was doing. And I think it's just going to be easier and better in the long run if they go the other way. So that'll be cool to see how they move forward in the season. But I mean, at least they didn't go into. At least they split the two maps, so they can start things out with a win. And same with Enemy did just last night. And now they've got to go against this NRG team. Like I said, I'm interested to see what kind of tactics that Gabi is going to pull out very early on with this squad.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, he did some pretty nice things when he was on Mouse previously. But it'll be a matter of adaptation to the North American scene because we play Counter-Strike very, very differently than they do over in the European region. And it'll be a matter of seeing how he can adjust to how wrong we play.
Is that what you're going to go with it?
Yeah, might as well.
Jesus. Just smashing the North Americans.
Well, I mean, what are you going to say, I'm not here to pull punches.
Yeah, all right. Sure, why not? Yeah, it's just going to be. I mean, Inferno as a map is just something that North America's never really been that strong on, or Inferno. So, yeah, I think NRG is gonna. This is gonna be very interesting. I think NRG actually might have the advantage on this map. It's all going to depend on how Kusta comes out. Obviously, he's the big all-star of this team with that AWP, big name player that everyone's kind of looking at. So. Other than that, we're just sitting here waiting for these guys to go live into the knife round. Everyone's just kind of chilling. Should be at a minute. We're about 10 minutes past the standard start time.
Yeah. We'll have to send one of the admins in there to smack them up a little bit and get them readied up. So for the time being, we're just going to hang tight and see what we can figure out. We can throw on some music and see if Prius can wow
Dance.
us a little bit. See if we can make it on Reddit again tonight. Have that, Prius! Go get him, Tiger. Alrighty, guys, we are live into the knife round now. Enemy versus NRG, and we are going to see who is going to get the pick of the litter, starting on which side they prefer. And it starts off well as far as NRG is concerned, but the trade's all over the friggin' place. But Uber falls, and NRG are going to get the pick. Most likely going to be the CT side. So we're going to get this one kicked off real quick now, as we are going to see NRG. That's going to be Legia, Peter, Gob, Silent, and Justin facing off against Lucky, Kusta, Mainline, Relics, and Uber. And Moses, what do you expect to see here on Inferno?
I mean, it's going to be the standard Inferno match. It's going to be CT's better get an economy going early on. They don't want to get reset. Smokes and Molotovs into the choke points. It's just the standard way to play. So it's going to be on Enemy to find ways to keep the money low. So right off the bat, actually all 5 members of Enemy are going to be heading into alternate mid into halls. So this is very interesting. Energy's going to be peeking down mid for some kind of intel, but they're not going to be able to find anything. Mainline does have a smoke and 2 flashes, more than likely for the truck, so they can just cascade and waterfall out of those A halls.
They're working their way up the stairs right now. Gob actually did take a peek. There's the flashbang around mid. That's going to be Mainline to try to make his way up, but there you go. Uber's going to open things up as they cascade, like you said, down in towards pit. Lucky making his way in towards site, and he just hits the jumping burst clock, takes Gob off the map. Peter's down to only 5 HP, making his way back around towards bracket side, but Legia opens up, finds a nice headshot onto Kusta. Now it's Mainline. He's got to do some work here, 34 HP, but he's battling a player who's only got 5, and he will find that kill. And now Legia's got to worry about 2 different angles here, getting whittled down to 31 HP, and he will fall to the hands of Uber. A double on the round for him. It's almost a team ace with the exception of Kusta, and Enemy are on the board and rolling.
Yeah, very aggressive pistol round, and no slowing down for Enemy. Once they got that first kill, it was just everyone pressing forward, not letting NRG have any range battles. Those USPs just being very aggressive, so they just swarm that bomb site, and the defense collapses around it. Good start for Enemy. Now they've got 3 MAC-10s on the board. A lot of utility as well to help clear out some of these positions in the bomb sites when they eventually do decide to take a site. But with 3 MAC-10s, they're looking to build up some money here into this round.
They should get a golden opportunity here. They didn't invest anything into armor, and that was a great timed nade. Legia is down to 53 HP, ate that one. He's the sole defender over here at this B bomb site. Now, granted, the bomb is down at the bottom of the A stairs, or mid stairs, and Terrorist's just going for that standard approach, watching for the pushes in alternate mid and down through middle as well. So, pretty standard stuff from Enemy. Nothing too exciting just yet, but they do have that MAC-10 on the hands of Relics, and he is over here trying to probe for information, but it's going to be Silent under porch side. He's going to come under fire, and he hits a nice shot there on the main line, so that's one of the MAC-10s down and out, but it's going to be Kusta to answer back, but coming around, swinging on him is going to be Justin. There it is, Lucky for a refrag onto Silent. The trades are all over the place right now. Legia gets chipped down to 16, so they're going to make their way in towards the B bomb site, but that bomb is still down by mid-stairs, and hasn't been retrieved just yet. Gob coming on the rotation, and Justin's going to get shut down as well, so they didn't even need the plant in the long run. Enemy going to be able to mop that one up and take that round.
Yeah, looked a little bit sketchy initially, though, for Enemy as they came up mid and got stopped cold. Nice recovery, though. Up 2-0, no major losses going on. No real investment for NRG that round as well, though. No big armor buys or anything like that. Just some nades, and even this round they have 3 nades. Peter, Silent, and Justin all picking those up. And it looks like they're going to go for... At least a couple of them are going to be over towards the B. Well, only one nade is at the B bomb site. Silent and Peter have them. I would imagine these would be for some kind of timing nade into a choke point early on in this map, but they're too spread out to do too much with it. So maybe waiting for someone to kind of poke and prod up middle, and they'll have one on each side of mid from Silent and Justin. And it's going to be right now. It's only Kusta here, though, and he gets that first kill. Nades don't do enough damage whatsoever. He's only brought down to 55 HP. Meanwhile, there is a stack on that B bomb site. 3 NRG members here.
And they're just going to walk in. They're not even dropping any smokes or anything into these choke points to try to do anything. There's finally a smoke being thrown out by Uber, but that bomb is still down at the bottom side of mid, so they're just probing for that intel, looking for those early picks, and they're going to get the golden opportunity now as Gob just walks right into one. Uber just playing that patience game behind that hay cart. It's going to be able to find that opening pick in towards B. They have salvaged the bomb, and they are working their way up banana now. But Justin in the back of this site, he could be a little bit of a nuisance playing from emo, so we'll see if he can peek out at the right time. And he does just that. Finds the frag onto Uber, and they still don't necessarily know that this is a stack. They might have spotted that there's 2 players still in B, but there's a whole lot of work that these 2 players are going to have to do. And that's a great pop flash.
Yeah, it is, but none of the kills are coming out. Relix eventually does find Legia, and Kusta cleans out Justin. So 4-on-1, Peter's got no chance into this round. Maybe to go for an exit frag. The only thing that Enemy's looking to do is make sure they save the Galil and AK-47 into the next round. So it's going to be 3-0 for Enemy. And now this is where NRG's got to get on the board quickly. They can't, I mean, this is the scary part about the CT side. You have a mistake, like one small mistake in the crucial rounds, and that can cause you to just be very, very hindered moving forward. So pistol round's important. This 4th round is massively important.
Yeah, and they're going on the hunt with these SMGs right now. They might actually spot out Peter. He is down here in Mexipit. He gives his back away to mid, but Relix had just crossed across towards Boiler Room, so no added intel from that area either. And this is actually a little bit scary. Lucky is pushing down to the bottom of Banana, but he's just going to hold here underneath the porch side. So good awareness from them, not giving up anything at the end of that round. And they're, well, they do drop one of the MAC-10s. Is Relix going to hang on to it? Not necessarily against that. Kusta's going to pick up the up, so that's fine. But there you go. Okay, Relix is going to pick up an AK.
What a sissy. Should have held on to it.
Yeah,
should have just gangstered somebody.
I thought he wanted to frag some noobs.
That would have been sweet. Either way, I mean that's a big gamble on the T side. CT side keeping the SMG not too big of an issue, but yeah, the MAC-10 on the T side can be hard to manage when you have to enter into a bomb site with a really inferior weapon. Either way, Enemy playing very, very far back at the moment. Kusta has that AWP over towards the B bomb, so there's no smoke out quite yet. NRG trying to time this, and actually Legia, he was exposed. I don't think he realized how exposed he was. Kusta, that might be the easiest kill. I don't think Legia had a nade out, was like looking against the wall or something.
Yeah, I don't think he realized that his shoulder was actually showing there. I mean, that was still a pretty awesome shot from Kusta, a nice little flick there, but ooh, Justin taking a peek actually spots that stack on logs, and he's lucky to get away with his life in the long run. But Silent now, he's aggressed on alt. He's just going to peek out and decapitate Lucky. So the trade at least comes out, but it still favors the terrorist side.
Yeah, a lot of space for Mainline to work up mid, and he's got bracket control, but I mean, it doesn't really do anything quite yet because NRG doesn't know he's here. They do have the intel that it's a passive defense over at the A bomb site. They're split 2-2 right now. Mainline is going to get smoked out, and he's going to go right through this. He's going to try and catch Gabi off guard, and he might just do it. Spawn comes out, and he does get the headshot. So now he's going to wrap around this A bomb site. Actually, he's going to go towards CT spawn. They're going to pitch over towards B, but there's 2 members here. This is going to be tough for them to deal with. Uber's already made his way in towards water. Mainline encroaching on the bomb site. Justin going to get into a battle, but Uber's going to start winning it. The Molotov's going to come out, so actually there goes the B defense. Mainline and Relix both find one. It's going to be the plant, and that's the 4th round for Enemy. Good start for them. It's going to be back onto the save for NRG.
Yeah, and I mean, it comes on the back of that opening pick from Kusta that just misplayed by Legia. That's a huge mistake. I mean, that's a massive mistake, especially when you're going into your first gun round. Like, if you make that mistake on, like, an eco round or something like that, you most likely weren't going to win the round to begin with, but when it's a gun round and you just get no intel, B, you lose your entire arsenal without even throwing a nade out. Like, that was a huge error.
This time the push in halls for Silent is not going to pan out. Lucky wins that battle. He got caught out by it last time, but at least in the eco, he's on top of his game. Make sure he doesn't get caught off guard. Very slow pace from Enemy, looking for any more kind of pushes. They have banana control. They have mid control. Bomb is in banana as well. And NRG with these nades in the hands of Justin and Gob. They're both at different sites. So nice pop flash. Uber's completely blind. Turns from the spray, but becomes unblind just at the right moment. Gets that kill. They know at least one more is over towards B, and Justin's going to reaggress.
That's the right call, but he can't land the shots. Uber's going to find the double over there. Peter, through the smoke, gets chipped down by Relix. Now, Relix is going to have perfect opportunity to fall back, and Peter's just going to stay overexposed there in mid, but just dropping like flies right now. Energy, they're kind of reeling. Gabi is going to be your last man alive once again here. He might find the shot onto Uber, but he can't figure out where the bullets are coming from in time. Uber with 1 HP finds the final frag, and that's a 3K on the round for Uber. Granted, it's an anti-eco round, but a confidence-building anti-eco round at that. Nicely managed from him, dodging those flashes, and he's able to find a couple of real nice kills there at the top of B.
All right, now Peter has the AWP in his hands. He's got a good spawn if he wants to go for a mid pick, but he's not going to. He's going to go through halls, and maybe this is actually a chance he's actually going to go towards lane. It looked like he could push halls if he wanted to with that spawn. But instead, he's going to come around to the other side. Pop flash blinds Kusta and actually almost gives Peter... It opens the opportunity for Peter to hit that shot, but he can't do it. Kusta was jumping. Couldn't flick fast enough. An aggressive deep smoke down Banana. So Legia and Justin are going to push halfway down. Gain a little bit of positioning that way, but Enemy, meanwhile, is taking control of Hall's 3 members. This is the exact pistol round strategy, but this time they're going to run into the M4 of Silent, who gets that first kill, falls to the second, but there's Peter with the response. He's alone at the site, though, gets a second one. That's Smoke providing a lot of cover for him. And he's going to survive as well, so it's just Mainline who's in the pit, but he's all alone.
Yeah, that smoke was a lifeline for Peter right there. I mean, he was able to just get behind that. Even with Mainline dropping in pit, he couldn't get a line of sight on him, and Peter was just completely exposed, but luckily for him, that smoke providing such great cover. Gets the 3K on the round, so Peter is finally on the board, but it comes on the back of a pretty crucial 3K hold in that A bomb site, so nicely managed by him, and we are going to see another buy up here from the terrorist side of Enemy. So Kusta is going to be back on the op, AKs to bolster that as well, and we'll see. 5-1. Can they make it 6-1 and reset energy here? This would be a huge detriment. Like you talked about at the very beginning of this matchup, controlling the economy of the CT side, how important that is for the terrorists. And if they can break them right here, that's going to be massive.
Yeah, that would be a huge half for Enemy, just right off the back of breaking the economy here to put them all the way up towards. You got to assume they get up towards 7. Actually, next round with the amount of players that survive for energy, they might be able to buy next round even on a loss. So maybe not quite as detrimental to lose this round, but still, Godby's going to smoke off the mid choke point. It is just a standard crossfire with Peter on the other side with an AWP. And Enemy slowly pacing their way up mid. The bomb is still down towards terrace stairs. Enemy does this a lot just to keep it towards the middle of the map and decide where to go later. And here comes Mainline entering up mid. They have full bracket control. The nade usage, Energy knows they're there. So they've actually rotated a 4th player over towards this A bomb site. And it looks like Legia wants to get aggressive. He's going to pop flash behind him and run through. He gets a little bit blind, though. Gob peeks with him. It's a TK, though. The trades go in the favor of Enemy. They're up in a 4-on-3 situation. Peter's still alive in Archway. He does get away with that AWP, and actually he's going to push right through this smoke, and he's going to catch Relics completely off guard. Not prepared for that kind of aggressive play. It's just down to Uber.
What a ballsy play from Peter. We saw it last night with Yam on Train, just pop flashing through and aggressing with the AWP. This time it works out, pays dividends for him. He gets his 2nd kill on the round, shuts it down. Nicely managed by him. So 5-2 now, Energy. They get 2 in a row, and now they're going to start stacking up a little bit of money. They had a couple alive at the end of that last round. I believe 3 stayed alive at the end of that round. So nicely done from them, and they're going to be able to continue to chip away and dwindle down this economy from the terrorist side of Enemy. So if they can continue to do this, I mean, this is going to be the last buy before a save for Enemy side.
Yeah, barring some kind of plant, definitely. And there's no AWP in Kusta's hands anymore, so nicely done from Energy there, stringing 2 together. Now they have a lot of utility. They have 4 Molotovs left in their arsenal at this moment. They've got 3 smokes still. Or, excuse me, 4 smokes. And once again, very slow pace from Enemy. Spread across the map just to default, taking late Banana control. About 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, really slow played methodically from the enemy side. And again, look at Justin, this position that he keeps going back to. He's just looking to see whether or not he can spot that boost up on top of logs. And I really like this position from him. So if they actually boost up, he can just pop the heads of the players trying to peek out in that area. But unfortunately, he's not going to get the opportunity. It's going to be Silent here on top of Truck, but Lucky hits a nice flick headshot onto him, clearing out that angle, and that's 1 man down at the A bomb site, so that defense is much weaker over there towards A, but they have yet to recover the bomb down here by the T ramp, and Uber jumping up behind this smoke. I don't know if he spotted Justin or not, but oh, Justin should have just seen him.
The bomb's going to be going back towards the B bomb site, though. So, and actually NRG has still, once again, a 2-2 split. Peter's on rap side with the AWP, so this is a little bit more manageable the last time they did this. And Legia is going to get that first kill onto Uber. All 4 members now coming back towards A. And it's going to be God B. He's got a lot to do. Lucky falls in a pit, and he just executes him. So does Peter. Peter falls quickly, and on the rotate, Kusta's going to get 1 more. So all of a sudden, the A bomb site is just taken virtually for free. No kills go the way of the defense. Justin's left scratching his head in the B bomb site.
Yeah, just a couple of smokes and flashes, and they were able to just manage that really well over in that A bomb site. A little bit of a distraction over at B kept Legia from that rotation just long enough for him to get up in towards bracket control and onto lane side. So nice crunch on that A bomb site. Enemy going to put their 6th round on the board as we move forward into the 9th round. Kusta gets it up for free. And NRG on the brink of having to save. I don't know. They might force up into this one, but with $1,000 on Gob and Peter, I can't imagine they'll go for a force up here. I probably see them saving.
They're gonna buy here.
You think so?
Yeah, because they don't want to give. They don't want to give it up. They don't want to give up basically a free round to enemy. They can have 3 rifles into this round. Peter and Gabi can buy some pistols. So I don't see why they wouldn't. Especially because if they win this, yeah, enemy will be able to buy into the next round, but they at least reset the bonus. Just at 1, so not wanting to give up the advantage of the economy. They even have a FAMAS, so a FAMAS is dropped over, so it's just 1 pistol onto Gabi. That makes it a much easier decision as well.
Roger that. See, that's why they pay you the big bucks, Moses. That's why I have the voice and you have the wisdom. That's all it is.
The winning combination.
Something like that. Let's not get too sentimental here. We are going to see this full buy into fruition here. They don't go for a lot of head armor here on the CT side, but obviously not necessary with the AK's firepower differentiation versus the M4. And it's going to be Gabi again over here on port side, and he gives it up. The jig is up. Kusta with the AWP going to find that one. That's an easy shot for him. Takes him down and out. Now Silent's going to smoke off the halls. Smart play. Lucky's been the one that's kind of lurked over here in this side of things for most of the half, so Silent a little bit more privy to this at this point, but that's actually going to prompt them to fall off of the A-bomb site because they've gotten bracket control, and Peter's going to get spammed up. He could go down here, 7 HP. He's lucky to live after that.
Yeah, and with all that pressure, actually it rotates 1 off the B bomb site. There's actually nobody in the B site right now. That smoke, though, that's not a strong smoke, and actually Uber completely blind, just sprays at the choke point, and he gets a kill. Peter, he finds a kill on the rotate. Only 7 HP, and mainline can't react quick enough. So he's going to rotate over towards this B site, spam through the smoke. Justin's already made his way into those back halls towards Garden. But Uber is going to smoke him off and get the bomb planted. It is a 3-on-3. All 3 members of enemy inside the bomb site. And there's still 2 smokes for NRG to use, but Kusta boosted up at triple. That's a nice boost. Not ready for that was Peter.
He almost hit that shot through the smoke also on a Justin. They're going for this in a 2v3. They don't realize that there's actually 2 over there by Nubox, and it's going to be Kusta again. That's a 3rd frag on the round. He's going to get caught out, and now that 2nd peek is going to come out. They just tag team Justin down, take him out, salvage the op, and get the round. Nicely managed again from the enemy side in that 3v2, not overexposing themselves, letting Kusta do the work, and that's going to be a 7th round on the board. So nicely done from them.
Oh, now it's the save for NRG. So now it hurts. 7 rounds and they're forced onto an eco. This is when it starts to feel a little bit of a bummer when you're CT on Inferno. So this is a really good half being put together by enemy. And they can take this a little bit slow. It's upgraded pistols, but there's no nades. We've seen NRG with some of those nades in the previous eco rounds, but they haven't really mounted to much. And this time, it's going to be NRG just stacking over towards the B bomb site. And even the next round, if they decide to buy, I would assume that they're going to be able to with the losing bonus built up towards 3 rounds in the next one. They're going to be a little bit light on utility. They're going to have some M4s, maybe some FAMASes if a couple players want to get a few more nades, maybe a kit, or even a shotgun instead of a FAMAS. But it's not going to be all the Molotovs and the smokes that you can utilize really, really well on Inferno.
So it's going to put them in a really rough position, is what you're saying.
Yes, it's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Well, this B stack, it doesn't look like it's going to get an option to be tested in this round, as it looks like they're gearing up to just walk up towards mid, and it would obviously be the right call. Well, granted, the enemy side doesn't really know this just yet, as Silent's going to be solo over here on this A-bomb site, and now they're just going to take bracket controls and probe for information, and this is the right call, the right move from enemy. Taking things slow, they don't want to walk into a stack, and they're not going to right now unless they rotate the bomb back towards the B-bomb site, but at this point, Uber with the P90, he's just going to barrel on into this bomb site, spots out Silent, doesn't see anything else peeking, so he's going to call in the troops, gets the frag on his Silent, and now they get the bomb site for free. Nicely done by enemy.
Yeah, just a free round win, and they basically send Uber with the P90 just to scout out the A site. They didn't have any intel that the B was stacked, but when Uber's not getting pressured whatsoever, they can kind of figure it. So actually now a lot of pressure being put up by Gabi. The rest of his teammates are very far behind, but actually Enemy's not ready for him to be up that quick. Kusta gets picked off. That's the op. They'll be able to save it. But there's a lot of pressure being put on by these pistols of energy. Peter gets one before being traded off. There goes Uber. Just constant bodies being thrown at Enemy in this post plant. And they're down to just 2 members. And Relics with 1 HP, he's got to bail out. So actually that op might not be able to get saved. That bomb's going to blow it far away, and they're just going to let it lie. Lagia has an AK-47, but he might want to stick around to try and get that op, and he's not going to. He's going to hop out, and he's just going to run away, content with the AK-47. So it's going to be a definite buy for NRG in this next round.
Yeah, nice stuff at the end of that one. I mean, Relics, he almost ended up going down there too, so that would have been really costly for the enemy side. Now, granted, they've started to build up a little bit of a bank. You can see Relics at 6150 at the end of that round, so he actually drops an AK over to a teammate. So they're managing okay over there on the terrorist side, but again, it's going to come around to this round right here, right now. If NRG can't put this one on the board, then they're going to be right back into that buy, save, lose like rotation, and Enemy is going to have a even more tremendous half. I mean, 8 rounds already on the T side. That's a huge half in its own right on Inferno. Anything beyond that is just icing on the cake.
Uber's leading the way at 12-5, which is good for Enemy. I like seeing that. We know Kusta's going to be stellar, and actually, that's a pop flash. Justin's going to peek with it, but no one is really exposed too much. It did blind Uber and Kusta, so they fell back under cover. A second one comes out. Kusta can't hit the shot because he's blind again, but there's Relics biding his time, pouncing. It gets both entries. They could just drop a smoke at that fire or run right through it as Kusta does, and they just get into the B bomb site. But once again, the bomb is left all the way down on T ramp, so it's going to be a little bit before it can get here. That's going to allow NRG to get over on the rotate, but Kusta is going to be able to have long range with the op. Uber's made his way into CT spawn to cut off any kind of rotation, and NRG's just going to save this. So really nicely done so far on this T side from Enemy. And this is just a big half from everyone. That's really well done from Relics. This is a team, this Enemy team, by the way, if you guys don't know for some reason, they're going to be at the major qualifier at the end of February. They have a chance to go to the MLG major coming up in Columbus. So good improvements have been shown by these guys over the past season or so. I know we got to watch them at the minor. Richard Lewis and I were kind of gushing over these guys a little bit. Kusta especially. So I have a partner in crime. Finally, I've been able to bring one of the European guys over to my side and back me up on the Kusta hype.
You were moist that entire tournament.
It was just fun, man. He was going nuts.
I will say, if Enemy comes into that MLG qualifier and plays the way that they did at the minor, then they've definitely got a shot of qualifying for that major. I mean, they played absolutely lights out at the minor. And this is showing right now, you know, kind of what they're capable of. And it's not necessarily a matter of how many kills is Kusta going to get. Because right now you're seeing, okay, Relics is stepping up. Uber's stepping up. Uber is pretty much like, you know, their entry fragger. And he's sitting there at 12-5 right now. So obviously things are working out pretty damn well for Enemy. As far as this matchup is concerned, a whole lot of Molotovs going down over there on the banana hallway, and that's a good nade as well. Kusta, again, pushing through the molly, but they're going to be able to trade out here. Uber finds the first one. Peter answers back. They're going for that 3-stack on the banana hall.
I'm surprised that NRG actually smoked that choke point off because Justin was in a nice position behind Carr to just ruin Enemy's life this round. But this is a good adjustment on the defense. That time doing a triple push, being aggressive, dealing a lot of damage, getting a kill on Uber. Kusta's down to 12 HP. He's going to be forced into a little bit more passive of a role. But all 4 members of Enemy are still here. They're not afraid to go right at the stack that they had. And Justin throws a smoke out, but there's got to be a gap on the left side of that because it did explode on the molly. And yeah, there's a big gap. That allows mainline for that peak. Gets Peter. And just Justin left in this B bomb site, so Enemy applying a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, and again, I mean, they leave just one player over here to hold this down, and this is Justin. He throws a nice pop flash, but mainline fully blinded, arm over face, gonna get that headshot anyway, takes Justin down, and again, it's a position where NRG has to save. 10 rounds now on the T side, and there's still a couple more to play. Sick half from Enemy.
This is just what happens sometimes on the CT side. If you can't ever establish your economy, you can see, I mean, they're at these points now where they have to buy to try and get rounds on the board, but they don't have the money for everything they want, everything that they can use to start stringing rounds together. So it's usually just pockets of winning one or two. It's really, really difficult to knock a terrorist team on this map out of their rhythm if you don't have the nades, the Molotovs, the smokes. And that's what NRG is really struggling with here. Enemy's just been able to body their way into bomb sites.
Body their way, exactly. I mean, even Relics gets the parting shot onto Silent. No gun saved for him. It's Gob to hold on to that rifle, but just a really tough spot for him to be in, and it's one of those things. Now the pause comes out. Now this feels like it's a little late.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably a little bit late. But either way, this is the last chance they have to even salvage it to give themselves an opportunity. So better late than never, I guess. 3 rounds left. They're going to have the up back in Peter's hands. This gave them a lot of success in those 2 rounds that they won earlier, round 6 and 7. Since then, the money's just been so poor they haven't even been able to bust it out. So he's going to have to find some picks for his team. Hold down that wrap site again, that A bomb site. But Enemy is having a lot of success over towards B, so NRG might be in a situation. This might be a chance. Peter has a good spawn. This might be something where they actually bring the AWP over towards the B site and try and catch Enemy off guard trying to take control.
We'll have to see. Like you said, Peter's got that spawn to go for that pick, but he's not looking in that direction. But obviously we're still in pause time, so no indication onto where he's actually going to be taking that off. But I would assume he would take it over for an aggressive pick towards B, but they played 3 players at B last round and got destroyed. So, I mean, if you're NRG, what change are you going to make going into this round? Because obviously what they're doing on their CT side so far isn't working. With the exception of those 2 rounds that they won back-to-back in the 6th and 7th, they haven't gotten anything.
I'm sending Peter over to B this round with this spawn, and I'm just having him try and get a pick and fall back and use a man advantage. I don't, with the advantage that Enemy has in the economy and the fact that NRG really doesn't have too many great nades to work with in terms of Molotovs for that B site, I just tell Peter to go for a pick. I don't try and get aggressive down it. Just have him take 1 shot and fall back, see if he can get you an advantage. But they're not going to do that. They're going to send Legia and Justin over there just for the standard defense. All 3 members of this A defense, meanwhile, are going towards lane. No one's on wrap side at the moment, and it looks like they're going to boost Gabi up onto the roof.
So that's the change. Interesting. I agree with you. I mean, he's got the spawn to do that. Now look at this. I mean, Kusta, obviously, the X-ray was a little bit deceiving right there, but, you know, just going for this slow play, these ranged battles again, and Enemy has been capitalizing on it throughout this matchup. Now, Uber does get naded down to 43. He's the player that was, where were those nades? Down towards the bottom of Banana? Or the bottom of mid, maybe? So at least they found a little early damage.
Yeah, I did not catch it. I was not on Uber, but yeah, it has to be towards Banana. That's where he is. But Peter's going to get the first kill coming through the smoke though. Gabi falls. Good trades for Enemy as they come up. They break up that stack on lane side, and they do have 1 member. Uber is still here, just hiding behind the hay card at B. He's going to get smoked off, so he might have been there just to apply some late pressure, cut off a flank, maybe kill a rotator. There's no way he's aware that Justin is right here to the right. He might check it anyways, but the bomb just now gets picked up. Still, Enemy has not decided where they want to commit to. And Justin's going to be the sole player. And he gets caught out a little bit. They exchange some bullets, but no commit yet. Uber's still trying to work his way up, and this is all a fake. 2 members heading towards the A bomb site.
Yeah, look at Leggy. He actually bites on this. He rotates back over towards B, and that's just enough time for them to start working their way up. Uber does drop at B, but it's Silent in the pit to try to hold this one down, and he drops the bomb carrier, so at least they get this round on the board. NRG going to be able to finally get something going. They salvage the AWP and another rifle to boot, so they upgrade from an FAMAS to a AK at least, but still in dire straits right now, NRG.
Yeah, Silent must have spotted them or heard something right at the last second because Legia, he commits pretty much to that rotate towards the A site. So nicely done. That looked like for a second the fake was going to work really, really well. Such a tough spot in the late round 3-on-3 like that to clear out pit when you're trying to take that A site, trying to do it quickly and efficiently. But back all 5 members, Enemy, once again, they did this strat twice before. Pissed around in one of the gun rounds. All 4 in the halls, but Peter's going to ruin it initially. Lucky falls. There's a Molotov in the halls, so Silent, he's going to get aggressive behind this. He's going to spray it on 2. They line up for him. Good aggressive play. And now it's all fallen to hell for Enemy.
It's a shame that we haven't really had too many opportunities to say positive things about NRG, because Silent has been pretty solid holding this balcony side on the A bomb site. It's just been unfortunate that he gets caught on rotations so many different times, but this time he gets that lineup, he gets both of those players knocked down, and he stays alive too, so he's going to be able to fall back to the end of halls, throw a little bit of spam through there as well, but it's Kusta in a 1 versus 4 now. We've seen him do some craziness in these situations before, so we'll have to see how this one pans out. He's throwing out some smokes and some flashes to try to distract and pull some people off of his position, but with that bomb being down in apartments, there's really not a whole lot he's going to be able to do here.
Not that I'm not, you know, Kusa's biggest fanboy. There's no way he wins this round. There's no way he wins this round. And actually, it looks like he's just going to save. Yeah, because look at their economy. Their economy is shot on the T side. Finally, NRG has found a way to break the economy of Enemy on the T side. So Kusta has no real option but to save this weapon. Can't even afford to drop it. He goes for the no-scope and he misses it, so he just bails out. And now they're going to chase this down. It looks like they want to, and oh yeah, they are. He's in a lot of trouble now. Gets that kill on a Silent. Gets a second one on a God B. Very swift on that second shot. Still getting chased. Misses the third, but now he's basically got to go for a repeat. It's so slow to fall back in this underpass. Oh, and he gets it! Just when Justin and Peter had looked away, Kusta peeks the timing. So he saves the op. What a battle.
Well, he stayed over there in that cubby just long enough for them to question whether or not he actually went down under through the Mexi pit, but this time he just sticks around and gets the shot onto Justin. So he ends up taking away 3 rifles at the end of the round. That's heartbreaking for NRG. Now, they have the money to rebuy, but look, Silence only got a flash to work with, 2 flashes on Gob. So not an ideal situation. Nicely done there from Kusta in the long run. And he stays alive.
That's the big thing. Those 2 kills, or those 3 kills, excuse me, take 2 smokes out of the hands of NRG. And on a map like Inferno, that's huge swing. That's very, very important.
So coming into the final round here of this half, you can see 3 Tech 9s in the hands of the enemy squad, but you know, they've gotten 10 rounds already on the T side. That's obviously, that speaks volumes in its own right. All it takes is 1 pistol round and a gun round, and they're going to be sitting on, you know, 14, 15 rounds into the second half. So if they can execute and get an 11-4 half, like, that would be nuts.
I'm watching this replay on the stream of Kusa.
I just watched it again too, yeah.
Pretty
I'm
nuts.
trying to like BS my way through this until it comes up on the stream.
Yeah, it's good stuff. 3 Tech 9s on the board, and they're going to let Kusa lead the way up mid. No one's underneath porch, though, so he's not going to be able to find an easy pick. It's Peter on rap side, just with the off angle with that AWP. He's going to Molotov things off, delay him a little bit longer. 35 seconds on the clock. The bomb is all the way in banana, so you got to imagine no matter what happens up here at A, this is going to be, you know, a late B play. And actually, this is a bit tough because Uber's running right through. They've left the bomb. I mean, there's really nothing. Enemy doesn't have any decision. This is a little bit of a strategic mistake because they've got to go towards the B bomb site. And Uber's going to get a free kill onto Peter. He finds his way through B. He's going to be furious. The bomb is picked up, coming back towards the A bomb site. They might actually get here just if they make this work. This is going to be incredible. I think he is going to get there in time as well.
They might not even have to worry about it.
All right. Well, okay. So enemy just running all over the map and just I don't even know what happened to that round. NRG just gets annihilated.
Yeah. I mean, that's disappointing to say the least. On a round that, you know, they might just based off of time. Now, obviously, they didn't know, but coming down to like 4 seconds, they've had a player peeking on Arch side. They had a player peeking in CT spawn. Like, the ops end up tearing them up. So, really difficult spot for NRG to be in now. Can't really imagine seeing them make this comeback. It starts here. If it's going to happen, they have to get this pistol round. Enemy picks this one up. It's pretty much done.
I cannot believe that round should have never been won by enemy, and somehow it works out for him. That's just like the kind of mental lapses you'll get when you're getting beat up this bad, 10-4 on the T side. So that's just kind of one of those things where you just kind of take your attention away a little bit, just out of frustration, and enemy just kind of embarrasses you. So interesting round for them to win. Now into the pistol round, aggressive push into halls. Lucky and Mainline both here. Mainline's going to get that first kill. Justin's coming upstairs now. Mainline's going to get another one, so 2 kills. Lucky's still in bedroom. They've got to clear him out. And he's trying to figure out where to aim. And Gabi's going to get his head taken off. So this stack in halls has done its work for enemy. Lucky's even going to get away. The bomb is down. Silent's trying to chase him, but he's not going to be able to do it. Molotov comes out. That's behind Silent, though. So he's dedicated to this now. And Lucky is on balcony, and he's even got his teammate. Relics comes over. This CT pistol round is all enemy. They just get crushed.
Crushed is putting it lightly at this point. 12-4 now, enemy in complete control of this one. And again, it's no clear, like, massively impactful player on the enemy side. That round it was Lucky. It just happened to be Lucky that time. A couple rounds ago it was Kusta. A couple rounds before that it was Uber or Relics. You know, it's everybody is pulling their weight right now from enemy side. And this is actually really cool to see that there's not just one person that is fragging over top of anybody else. Like, predominantly. Normally it's like, okay, Kusta's got 300 kills and the next person has got like 15. This time around, it's a little bit more even. So this is good to see from enemy, and especially on a map like Inferno, which, you know, the last time that we saw them play this was at that MLG Minor, and Kusta was just going absolutely ham on.
All pistols, no armor for NRG. Not buying into this round whatsoever. And the aggression from Uber, he spots a lot out. Now he's got to try and get away, and he does get that kill on a Silent, running backwards, the fadeaway with the MP7. Now it's Relic's turn to get aggressive, make sure they can't get too close to this bomb site. Not too many options available for NRG. They have no utility to work with, so it almost looks like Relics is interested in getting aggressive and trying to find some money bonuses, and he is going to find one. Kusta, meanwhile, has pushed down mid, and he's going to find 2 of his own. So it is Relics at 16 and 8, Kusta 16 and 7. Those 2 are actually, Uber is 17 and 8. So those 3 are really, really leading the way for enemy right now.
It's nice to see. 13-4. They're going to hang on to those MP9s. Obvious reasons behind that. See if Kusta can do a little bit more money farming right now so he can have that big full buy going into the next round. But he shouldn't have any problem. He's already at 4150 going into this round. So not really going to have a whole lot invested into this one. They nade down into alternate mid. That's not going to connect on anybody. And they're trying to jump up on the hay cart, but God misses the jump. And now coming on through, they're going to spot Kusta out here in the boiler room side. He's going to pop a couple of shots and force Legia back. But the two Germans are working their way together over here in the apartment. So we'll see if they can make anything happen this round, as they do have upgraded pistols to work with.
Yeah, they also have armor, which you can see Silent gets brought down to 15 HP, but that armor saves his life, allows him to get that headshot onto Uber. So a little bit of investment catches Uber off guard, but now enemy knows. Gabi does get taken out. Kusta being aggressive finds the headshot onto Justin. Peter, he's got no armor. He just gets deleted. And Mainline trying to hold off Legia and Halls. He gets dinked. That's going to prompt Legia into being aggressive. He gets 1 more kill, so 3 kills go the way of NRG. Pretty good eco round if they can get this plant. If Silent can find some way to get this plant, that would be obviously best case scenario. That would also be a miracle considering he's got 15 HP.
Kusta's gotten 4 MP9 frags so far this round. So he's rolling in the dough. Silent's working his way towards his site as well. This is potential for the ace to come out from Kusta and literally the maximum money bonus you can get on a round. But Silent is actually going to bide his time and go towards the B-bomb site, where Relics is sitting with his own MP9. And if Silent can actually work through the back halls and find the frag, but he just doesn't have the time.
Yeah, no, he can't look for kills at all. He's just going to have to gamble that Relics isn't here. Oh, he throws the smoke as well. Relics can't find him, so he gets the plant. There's the miracle, especially with a hail of MP9 bullets coming at him. Pandora's box. Doesn't work out too much. Silent is just going to hide by this tree now. And I mean, this should just be a matter of time. They're gonna find him eventually. Relics is just going to swing out. Oh, he gets dinked, though. Silent almost brings that into a one-on-one. Either way, the ace gets denied from Kusta. It is going to be a defuse, but nice round from NRG.
$14-4. Coming into the final couple of rounds here, it is going to be our first gun round from the NRG side, so we'll see whether or not they can put anything together now, because it's just been enemy all day on this matchup. 14-4, big lead. Tough spot for NRG to come back from.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, this has got to be a huge run for them. And still, with all the money that's been built up, still Relics and Mainline are going to keep the SMGs into this round, trying to build up a little bit more, and Mainline's going to be close up on the halls. Kusta with the AWP, spots it out, shoulder peek. Legia's going to win that battle. Kusta just times for a repeek, but you might have to be careful and fall back. He is going to throw out a Molotov, but meanwhile on the other side of the map, everything is going wrong across the whole map. One more member dies at A, one member dies at B, so Kusta and Uber, they have 3 members of NRG low, but they have so many to deal with right now.
Kusta, though, they're not going to check Boiler. Oh, this is scary. Oh, this is so scary. Oh, my God. No friggin' way. If he can get this off frag, if he can just get away and stay alive, that's unfortunate. Man, Kusta almost makes the play. 3 of them are really, really low. I mean, this is a golden opportunity for Uber to maybe try to clutch this one out. He's got Legia behind default. Legia is actually going to peek out. Spams him down a little bit, but finally just going to get overwhelmed. Justin's going to take him down. 14-5 now. NRG pick up the first rifle round. They keep 3 alive as well, so not too bad. But again, I mean, it's just such a mountain to climb.
Yeah, good start though. They're going to force. I mean, there's a lot of money built up on the enemy side, but they're doing this smart. They have so many rounds to play with, so they go for small investment. Relics has a mag 7. They have pistols, and they have all 5 have nades to work with, and it looks like this is going to be aggressive down mid. So at least a couple nades down mid. They don't actually push it, but the mid members do get aggressive. Silent picks off Lucky, and there's Peter with the pick on Uber. So everything going NRG's way early on. The nades actually did a pretty decent amount of damage, but already too many members of enemy have just fallen.
Legia just supermanning off of the balcony into pit, finds the final frag on the main line, takes him down as Silent chimes in simultaneously. 6 rounds now for NRG, and we should have another gun round coming out from Enemy right here. They've got plenty of money to do so. Let's see what they decide to pick up. Kusta, most decidedly going to be going, well, he actually goes for the M4. Just kind of surprised by that.
Oh well, still a shotgun in Uber's hands. Lucky has the P250. And NRG very quickly is being pretty aggressive. Got B close up towards mid, over an alt mid, and then Legia and Peter coming up the stairs right now. So pretty early on in the round, they're going to have halls control. Very passive setup from enemy, basically right off the bat. Not even pressuring, not challenging in brackets whatsoever.
Interesting decision to pick up the rifles that they did. I mean, Lucky, why is he only on a pistol? He has 2150. I mean, he could have gone for a Mag 7 as well, like Uber did.
Maybe he's not good with the shotguns. Maybe he just wants to keep that P250.
True. But I mean, he's playing a great Mag 7 angle up there in apartments, so who knows? A little odd decision making from my vantage point, but nevertheless, I mean, they've got plenty of rounds to play around with, so it's not like it's all that big of a deal in the long run in the grand scheme of things anyway. So now we see a little bit of execution coming towards the top side of mid. They at least lurk 2 up for bracket control, but again, it's going to be mainline for this backstab, and Peter is just completely unaware. Mainline's going to get 2, almost gets the 3rd onto Gabi as well, so I mean, just not paying attention on the energy side. They're not clearing out angles.
Uber's got to be careful. He knows there's a couple towards you. This smoke's going to clear. He's turned around for a pop flash, but they don't even flash. They don't announce their arrival. They're going to try and come in without a smoke. Relics over here towards spawn, brings Silent down to 24 HP, but they are going to get into the site and get this planted. So it's going to be a 2-on-3 situation, and it's only 2 flashbangs to work with for the CT side. They've got to wait for the flight to come up. They've got to wait for Lucky to come up. Banana, because Justin's in the pool. And that's the thing. He has a great angle. Lucky does drop him out, and now he's got a one-on-one with Silent behind the new box, and actually Silent's just going to crouch out. Gets that kill, so not very patient on the retake, and they get punished for it. NRG is going to win their 3rd round in a row. Now it's going to be a save from enemy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, not the strongest post-plant positions from NRG, but in that situation, they worked out really, really well because they didn't wait for that banana flank to come in. If they would have just waited a second for Lucky to clear out water, they would have been absolutely fine for that retake and been able to isolate a 1 versus 2 or a 1 versus 3 situation in the backside of the site. Now they're just going to barrel on down mid. The flashes are great. Silent goes down as well as Justin. They do get 1 return frag, but now the bomb has been spotted all the way down at the bottom of T-ramp. Really tough spot now for the terrorist side of NRG to be in.
Yeah,
They're going to concede it now, at least.
they've salvaged an AK-47 and a Molotov into this round, and look at the position Relics has. Peter's going to open this door, and actually Relics turned away at the last second, but Peter with the op couldn't react in time, so now 4-on-2 has just turned completely around, and Gabi and Legia are all the way back on T stairs. The European players are left in a 2-on-4 situation with no concept now of where enemy's playing as they've all fallen back into the sites. They've all fallen back to more passive positions and forcing NRG in this kind of a situation to commit to a bomb site before they really take any of the fights.
See, you took the smart approach on that and called them Europeans. I misspoke earlier and called them Germans, and neither one of them are actually German.
It's typical Mega Man. Typical Mega Man.
Sometimes my brain's on-off switch is permanently on-off. Relics is going to open up, though. Gabi goes down, and that's going to leave it all on Legia. He knows one's over here by CT. It's a matter of cleaning him out, but Lucky's going to play the old shuck and jive and takes him down with a headshot from the 5-7. And now EnemyGG on the most unlikely of round wins are on map point.
Yeah, that's tough to swallow if you're NRG losing a round like that. Either way, there was still a lot of money. Silent had like 10 grand, so they do drop an AWP over towards Peter. They have AK-47s. This is essentially a full buy. I mean, Justin's hurting a little bit on nades, but they have five smokes. They've got 3 Molotovs to work with as well, so they've got a lot of tools into this round. But they've given up so many free weapons to enemy that there's 5 Molotovs on their side as well. So a lot of all the utility you need to mount a good defense here. Silent pressuring B early on. Relics is going to be isolated by a smoke.
Oh, look at mainline, though.
Well, Uber just jumps up on the hate cart and just annihilates Silent right over the top of the smoke. So yeah, mainline's in boiler now as well.
Well, he actually pushed up onto the window room and spotted one, but he decided to spam the window as opposed to peeking out wider and trying to find that kill. But he's going to get Legia in the long run anyway, so not too bad. Relics is going to chime in onto Justin. This is pretty much done. Not much of a recovery Gob and Peter are going to be able to make here, especially with that pop flash down mid, one of them being spotted out behind the barrels at the bottom side of middle anyway. So really difficult position for the terror side of NRG to go from, but at this point they probably just want to wash their hands of this and look forward to Mirage.
Yeah, and mainline enemies had pretty much free reign of these halls. They've pushed up through halls and gone towards boiler. Now mainline's going to push through alt mid and wrap around up towards brackets. Also cutting off any kind of fallback plan that NRG wanted to have. So good spots, good map control from the CT side that enemy has gained throughout this half. Lucky in the pit, he does spot one, deals great damage to Gabi, down to 20, but he does fall. It's going to be this quick flight from mainline that's going to really, really cripple NRG in this round. And Peter's not going to fall. Mainline misses every bullet. Well, he doesn't miss every bullet, but that's an easy kill he should have had. Now there's a chance for NRG into this round. Kusta with the AWP tries to predict the peak. Can't do it. Peter's up in the halls with the AWP, and Uber's going to flank him out. Peter, you can't handle 2 flankers. It's just too many. I'm sorry. And there goes Gabi. Relics burns himself alive out of celebration. And it's going to be a defuse for enemy.
So nicely done. It's going to be 16-7 on that one. Really, really good stuff from them. And there is going to be another matchup after this one is all said and done between the same 2 teams, Enemy and NRG. And we're going to switch over to Mirage here in a minute. But I believe we're actually going to take a real quick break prior to doing so. So hang tight, guys. We're going to get these guys onto Mirage as quickly as we possibly can. But for the time being, we're going to play a couple of ads, and we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. We've got Enemy versus NRG on Mirage coming up next.